Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His word. And family, I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. Now, family, I want to have a very serious talking discussion with y'all here tonight. I'm being dead serious too. We got to stop playing with this book. We have to stop playing with the Bible. Now, I say that because what we're going to read here tonight, I need y'all to understand the severity. I need you to understand just how important it was that Paul, what he was reading and what he was trying to convey. And not only what he was trying to convey, but to who. You see, we in this family, in the royal family, we have covered so many different topics, right? But one of the main things that I always wanted to make sure that we did have was our foundation, the root, which is the history of the Bible. And I wanted to make sure that I unequivocally explained and showed you our history and culture in this book. And I think we've covered that. Now it's time to come to the modern times and why this book is so important to us now and why we need it. So family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. We are going to be reading from Philippians chapter 1 tonight. And just like I've taught us in the past, sometimes we got to take it slow. And just because we're taking it slow doesn't mean that it's boring. It doesn't mean that at all. Christianity got you thinking that this book is boring, and it's not. It is the most exciting book that you will ever hold in your hand. There is no movie script that can compare to this. Not one. I'm telling you, like I said, when people be like, oh, the Bible is boring, I'm like, who's reading it to you? And if you're reading it to yourself and you're not getting excited with joy and happiness, then there's something wrong. There's a major disconnect. And a lot of the times there are disconnects. You know why? Our people don't know who they are in this book. So what we're going to do is show them Philippians chapter 1, verse 1. Watch this. This is very important. Paul and Timotheus, the servants of Jesus Christ, to all the saints in Christ Jesus, which are at Philippi, with the bishops and deacons. So now I need y'all to understand, it mentioned two manner of people, bishops and deacons. So this is showing you exactly Paul and Timothy, who they are going to go talk to. This is showing you just how important this chapter here is. It's very important. And I need y'all to understand who is talking to, the bishops and the deacons, so that when these words are coming out, you know the force and the importance that Paul is bringing it out, right? Verse 2. Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father. That makes all the sense in the world when you know what this is trying to convey. And from the Lord Jesus Christ. But that word our, and I got to make sure that we continue to convey that. Our is exclusive. It's not for everybody. Just like if I was to say, you know what? That's our couch right there. Because I'm looking at a couch. Like, that's our couch. Does that mean that's for the couch for the people outside? No. That means that's our couch. For whoever, me and whoever I am living in this house with, that's our couch. That does not mean that everybody out on the street or anybody, it doesn't even mean my next door neighbor, they cannot come and claim possession to this couch. Why? It's ours. And I need y'all to understand that that word our means something. There is an exclusivity in that word. And I'm stressing that because we have to break down the strongholds and the bonds that we have on our mentality when it comes to this book being for everybody, because it's not. That is a lie that we have to devour, swallow, and completely crap out. and send it in the ocean on its way. Because this book is not for everybody. This book is for the Israelites and the Israelites only. Verse 3. I thank my God. I thank my God upon every remembrance of you. I thank my God. You see how it is? My God. If it was everybody's God, he was like, okay, well, I thank God. Y'all got to understand these terms. Verse 4. Always in every prayer of mine for you, all making requests with joy. You see, so when we pray to God, let there be some joy in there. Father, you know what? Thank you for waking me up this morning. Father, thank you for my brethren. Thank you for my brothers and sisters that pray for me as I pray for them. Thank you for them. The very same way how I thank God for you. I thank God for those of you that pray for me as I pray for each and every last one of you every morning. Trust me, prayer is real, and the effects of it are real as well. Verse 5. For your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Now, I need y'all to please understand that, like I said, we're going to take our time as we go through this lesson here tonight, because this is something very, very significant that it just said. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to start at verse 5. For your fellowship in the gospel from the first day until now. So now it's giving you a time period. First and foremost, is talking about the gospel. So there is a certain conversation that is happening that pertains to a certain people. From that very first day until the last day, all of these things are true. Everything that is going to be discussed, and we're going to read this, but as it's said right here, the part that I want you to take away from that whole thing is the good work that he is doing in you, the good work that he is doing. So this good work you're going to find as we read this. And you're going to see why this good work takes courage. There can't be no bitch ass niggas when it comes to this. And you're going to see why. You're going to see why. Let's continue reading. Verse 7. Please forgive me. Can we go back to verse 6 really quick? Because there's something I need to emphasize. It's the first two words. Be confident. Be confident. Why would you need confidence in this if this is for everybody? If this gospel was for everybody on the planet, why would you need confidence? Why is Paul making it known to our brothers that you got to have some confidence, some courage when you bring out this word? And we're going to get to it. I'm sorry, please forgive me, but I had to make sure that I emphasize that because it's going to mean everything here in a minute. All right, now let's go to verse 7. Even as it is meet for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as both in my bonds and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel, ye all are partakers of my grace. So first and foremost, even as it is meet, that means good. Even as it is good for me to think this of you, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as in my bonds. So as all of this here comes out, you're going to understand what all this means. So what Paul is saying is, first and foremost, to my brethren, those of you in this truth, those of you that are striving every day to make sure that you are living in righteousness. Paul said, you are in my heart. You're right here. I got you. You're in my heart. You're in my soul. You are in my prayers, because it's you that matter. And then what else does he say here? As both in my bonds, So in other words, I struggle with you. That's what Paul is saying. I say that every week when we sit here in front of each other. We all go through this together. Like I tell you all the time, I am no different. I am no different than any of you. We all go through this here together. My struggle may not be the same as your struggle, but we are both struggling, right? Okay, so y'all understand what he's saying here. Verse 8, for God is my record. Now, pay attention to this. For God is my record, how greatly I long after you all in the bowels of Jesus Christ. Now, most people will not understand what he's saying there. Listen, let's take it. Let's read it slow and let's see what he's saying. For God is my record. So in other words, as God is my witness, God knows that I'm telling the truth. That's why it said record, to record. So this is something that Paul actually felt. For God is my record, for God is my witness, how greatly I long after you in all in the bowels of Jesus. Let me read that again, because I messed that up. I want to make sure that when I convey this, that is correct. Please forgive me for that. For God is my record, how greatly I long after you all in the bowels of Jesus Christ. So I'm not sure if y'all understand what that's saying there, what Paul is saying, what he's trying to convey. He is saying that he longs after the righteous ones. In other words, the feeling that he gets from knowing that our people, especially our brothers, that they're keeping the commandments and teaching others to keep the commandments is damn near better than sex. The bowels. That's what he's conveying here. That righteousness is so good that the feeling is so much better, all the way to the comparison. Y'all got to understand that, like I said, it's not perverted, it's not nasty at all. This is what he's saying. This is the attention that he is trying to get. That is why when some of y'all, when y'all read the scriptures and stuff, y'all be seeing the things that they be saying, and you're like, what in the world? That's why when y'all hear some of the things I'll be saying, y'all be like, I can't believe that nigga just said that. You better believe it, because they say it, just like me. I'm telling y'all, this book is not for the other nations. This book speaks to us. It speaks to us. It speaks like us. That's why when you have them other translations and stuff, you be reading and you be like, what? Y'all not ready for that. Verse 9, and this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment. You see what he's saying? He's like, I want you to continue to learn and learn and learn. Because remember, to be knowledgeable is to have wisdom. And to have wisdom is to have the love of God, the love of the Father. But let's read that again. And I pray, and this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge. So what is love attached to? Knowledge. Because remember, the love of God is to keep the commandments. To know the commandments is knowledge. And to have knowledge is wisdom. And to have that wisdom is love. You can't escape it. Verse 10, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ. To speak about the things that are excellent. Now, mind you, who is he talking to? He's talking to the deacons and the bishops. So he's talking to the men of the church. And these men of the church are supposed to be bringing this gospel out unapologetically. And you're going to find out exactly what it is that they're supposed to be bringing out. To look the other nations in their face, to look them right there in the eyes and say, this book is not for you. To look them square in the face, to look an Edomite in his face and say, get out of our book. This is not for you. This is not talking about you. This is for us. Skedaddle. Go about your business. Go away. We're going to get so much more into that. I just had to introduce it first. Y'all know I'm gonna have some fun tonight. Let's continue. I want to read this. I want to read this part here again. Watch this. That ye may approve things that are excellent. So in other words, get the BS out your life. To approve is to allow. So when you allow BS into your life, that's not being godly. That's being stupid. Only let the things in that are excellent. That ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ. So in other words, you can't be no fake. You can't be no fake ass nigga bringing this out. Until the day of Christ. Until the day of Christ. The day of the Lord's sacrifice. The day of the murder. The day of the bloodshed. Yeah, baby. Oh, that day is coming. Verse 11. Being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Jesus Christ unto the glory and praise of God. You see, that's why I don't understand when these silly ass niggas be coming out talking about, oh, Yahweh ain't real. He ain't real. He never been spoken of. Well, as a matter of fact, yes, he was all throughout the Old Testament. They prophesied him all throughout the Old Testament, and he finally gets to the New Testament, and these niggas talk about, oh, they never said it. Like, no, yes, he did. It's in the book. We can read it. We can go back and read where it says that he will be coming. But yet, you know, I just can't, just a vent. I can't stand when niggas just want to argue just to be different. And that's what the basis of a lot of this stuff here is. Niggas want to argue because they just got to have something different than other niggas so they can sound a little bit more intelligent. But y'all really sound stupid. When you have all of the source material right here in your face, and all you have to do is follow the instructions. So to really put this into perspective, right? For a lot of us, you know how we'll get something brand new. Let's just say a brand new entertainment system, right? We'll get a brand new entertainment system. That entertainment system comes with instructions for a reason. We have to follow those instructions so that when we build the structure, it doesn't collapse. Those instructions say, follow these instructions right here. And if you follow it to a T, you will have a nice, sturdy entertainment system. But if you just stray away, if you miss this instruction, if you don't put this screw here, you don't put that tab here, whatnot, then guess what? You can still have the structure erected, but eventually it's going to collapse because there's something out of place. I'm telling y'all, and this is what the scriptures be telling us. Follow the instructions and don't stray. Because if you stray, something in your life is going to be out of place and your structure is going to collapse. All we have to do is listen. But one of the hardest things in the world is try to get a nigga to listen. And they're too busy listening to themselves, trying to be smart, trying to be intelligent, and they sound stupid. All right. Where we at? Verse 13. No, it should be verse 12. Please forgive me. But I would ye should understand, brethren, talking to the brethren, that the things which happen unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel. So he's like, you better pay attention to the things that happen to me. So that my bonds in Christ are manifest in all the palace and in all other places. So all the things that's happened to me, let it be known to everybody. It's no secret. Why? And many of the brethren in the Lord. So listen to that condition right there. Many of the brethren in the Lord. That's a condition. Many of the brethren in the Lord. So you have the brethren that's in the Lord and the brethren that's not in the Lord. Okay. Y'all got to understand. You must understand. This is talking about a classification of people. And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. Family, I gotta break that down. So what is Paul saying right here? He's saying, first and foremost, because of everything that I went through, all the things that I went through, all of the punishments, all of the turmoil, all of the ass whoopings, the beatings, all of the attacks from tyrants of the nation of Israel and outside the nation of Israel. I want all that to be known. I want all that to be shown to my brothers walking in this truth so that you are not discouraged, so that you are not living in fear, so that you can go out there and speak this word boldly. So now we got to give an example about that. So what are we talking about here? Do you know how somebody can sit up here and be in these Friday night Sabbath lessons every week? They know exactly what these scriptures say, but when they just happen to get around the enemy, let's just call them out, when they get around Caucasians, when they get around white people, and specifically white people. When they get around white people, everybody's inclusive, all over again. Nah. Paul is telling you, speak out against that. That's why he's making it so exclusive and inclusive for our own people. But you'll have that Uncle Tom nigga out there. As soon as he get around Esau, he forgot everything that this Bible said. He reverts right back to white Jesus. Coward, punk. That's why Paul made it clear. He's like, listen, man, for all of the ass whoopings and everything I have taken from these people, nigga, please, you better let them know who we are and what they are not. But you can't get a lot of our brothers to do that. As soon as they get around the enemy, you know what I'm saying, they relapse into a little bitch. They do it all the time. Let me read that. I want to read 14 one more time. And many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident in my bonds. Remember, we talked about that earlier. Waxing confident, having confidence by my bonds. Having the courage to see the shit that I went through. Knowing that you can go through it too. Paul is made, he's like, I gotta be strong for my brothers. Y'all gonna see these niggas attacking me. Oh well, let them attack me. Oh well. Ain't nothing changing. And Paul is letting it be known, nigga, I don't change. I ain't changing, so what? They whooped my ass, they did all these things. Oh well, so what? And I'm still here talking. I am still right here in front of you. They could not kill me. They could not destroy me. That's what Paul is saying. That's what Paul is making it known by. That's why some of y'all should be embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. Verse 15. Some indeed. Now what? I really need y'all to pay attention to this as we come out with this now. Watch. Some indeed preach Christ, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. So hold on a second now, because we got to break some of this down here. Watch this. Some indeed preach Christ, even of envy and strife. What is envy and strife? What does that mean? To be at contention with. Envy, jealousy, misery, all those things. So you have niggas that teach like that, right? That teach with that envy and strife. Watch. And some also of goodwill. Showing you two different types of niggas that be up here. teaching his word. Now, I know y'all know this. Y'all have seen a lot of them brothers that be out there, not only on the corners, but some of them, they sit up here on YouTube as well. And nothing is ever good. Nothing. They have to get your attention by causing division, envy and strife. And then you have a lot of the brothers that are like, look, just do what the book says. Because there's niggas out there that like to slip things into the doctrine. No, we're not playing them games. Verse 16. The one preached Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. So you say, wait a second, you see that this one nigga out here, he's not doing it sincerely. It ain't coming from here. He's doing it for attention. He's doing it for likes. He's doing it for views. That's all he's doing it for. He's doing it for money. You have niggas that's like, yo, if you ain't putting money on my Cash App or my PayPal or whatever, they fly away like a little bird. They just go away. Guys, I'm reading the Bible. And as I'm reading this, there's so many of you right now that's just going through your mental Rolodex and being like, oh yeah, I remember a nigga like that. Yeah, I remember somebody like that. You know what? I remember. I'm telling you. How is it that the Father laid all of this out? He laid all this out so long ago. And we're reading it today like it's current. That's the power of a God. That's the power of our God. God Almighty. Father, I am. You can't make this up. It's beautiful. I'm going to read 16 again. The one preached Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. So Paul is saying that after everything I've done, after all of this, you're going to add to my pain with your nonsense. But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. So he's saying like, so now you got the one out there that's preaching out of contention and the other one doing it out of love. But watch what it all leads to. What then? Notwithstanding every way, whether in pretense or whether you're doing it in pretend or in truth, Christ is preached, and I therein do rejoice, yea, and will rejoice. So Paul is letting it be known. It doesn't matter how you come with it. Christ is being preached on this planet. That's all that matters. It don't matter which way that you're coming with it, because you can't do no wrong when it comes to the Father. You can't make God wrong, and you can't make Yahushua wrong. You see that? Either way, the word is getting out. Because remember, even as the word does come out, there's truth in that word. Forget about the person. The person doesn't matter. And that is what Paul is trying to convey here. The word is the only thing that matters, because you're going to have people who are insincere. And then you're going to have people who are sincere. But it doesn't matter, because the only thing that does matter is Yahushua. And the word that comes with his coming as well. We don't matter. As long as his word gets out, that's all that matters. And the Father is going to use whoever he's going to use. And that's the message that Paul was trying to convey right there. But there are consequences. Watch, we're going to continue. Don't worry, we're going to continue. Verse 19. For I know that this shall turn to my salvation through your prayer and the supply of the Spirit of Jesus Christ. So in other words, be there for your brethren. Your prayer matters. And remember, everything that it takes for God to hear your prayer, what must you be? You have to be righteous. Everything that you do matters. You got to be righteous. If you're not righteous, he doesn't hear your prayer. And if he's not hearing your prayers, there are people that are not being blessed. You see that? So when you say that you pray for people, but yet you're out there still playing around in the world, guess what? That person's blood is on your hands. Why? You prayed for them, but you weren't serious about it. Oh, yeah. Well, see, a lot of y'all didn't think about that. You be out there praying for people, and guess what? You still out there dibbling and dallying in the world. That prayer didn't go through. And they needed it. And it's your fault they didn't get it. Yep. Think about that. Stop playing Russian roulette with people, man. For real. You wouldn't want anybody doing that to you. When you need something, you be begging and pleading for that prayer to go through. Wouldn't it be great to know that you have a system around you that is so true to the gospel, so true to righteousness that we could pray and know that it'll get through to the Father? Imagine that. I'm telling you, boy. Verse 20, according to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed. I'm going to read that again. According to my earnest expectation and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed. There's nothing that I shall be ashamed in. Now, usually I will run right back to Joel 2:27, but those of you that have been rocking with me for so long, y'all already know if you have any questions, just to go there. Because that's a precept to this. We are not to be ashamed by anything, but this expounds a little bit further. Watch. But that with all boldness, as always, so now also Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. And again, we got to come right back around to those individuals, whether it be male or female, that will speak with all boldness, that will look the other nations, especially Esau, in the eye and say, brother, this book ain't for you. This is not for you. It ain't for you. It ain't for you either. This book is for my people. My people, Israel. To where you will have no fear. Who cares if your job is threatened? Who cares if your life is threatened? This word is what matters. And you look a person right in their face and you let them know this book is not for them. You look them in their face and you say, this book is for my people, Israel, only. There's so many people that are afraid to do that. They can't. They can't. You know why they can't? Because their courage or lack thereof will not allow them to. That's one of the worst things in the world, to be a bitch ass nigga. Everybody has a fear of something. You know, some people, they like, when they see spiders, they out of the place. Some people see snakes, they out of the place. I'm not talking like that. You know, we're not talking about those things. We're talking about a person that can stand in the face of their adversary and look him in the face and tell him the truth and say, this book is not for you. There is no white Jesus. God is black. The people of the Bible are black. We can go right to Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9 and see where the Ashkenazi, this white man claiming to be the Jew, is a lie. He is not a Jew. We are the Jews. We are. And to be able to sit there on camera and put this out there in public, that takes courage. To look at them and to say on camera, no, y'all got perdition, hell, torture coming to you. Evil people. That's what the book says. And you cannot be afraid to say what this book says because it's going to make them feel a certain way. Who the hell cares? Too damn bad. This book says what it says. And I am not going to make my God upset and pissed off with me. I'm not going to dishonor my God to protect your feelings. Kiss my ass. This book says what it says. The people of the book are who they say they are. Black, Hispanic, and Native American people. Too bad. Bottom line, we're the Israelites. We're the children of Israel. We are the chosen ones. We are the children of God. Too bad. Kiss our ass. Okay, let's continue. Verse 21. For to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. You see that? Anybody is scared of death? They're going to sit right there and try to tell you. They're going to try to tell you, oh, no. We're going to cancel you. We are going to remove your finances or whatever because you said that those people over there in Israel are not the Jews. Well, they're not. I didn't only say it, the Bible said it too. So you got a problem with that. Kiss God's ass too. Verse 22. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose, I what not. So like, first and foremost, I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do for the Father. That is my choice. That is my choice. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And you got to have to live with that consequence, whatever it is. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Christ, which is far better. So Paul is making it known. Yeah. He has the struggles just like we all do. There'll be times we want to go back in the world. There'll be times there'll be things out there that we want to go do that we know that we have no business doing. We know that. We know that firsthand. I would be a liar if I said I didn't. Now, let me just tell you right now, I'm gonna put my shit out there online just so that you know that this struggle is real. Just last week, right, was Halloween. That is one of the struggles for me because that was my favorite holiday on this planet. Because that was the day that I get to put all of my artistic creativity into everything that I do, and I show everybody up on that day. Nobody could touch me. When it came down to Halloween, nobody could touch me when it came to my theatrical makeup and all that stuff or whatnot, right? I used to be killing them. And then now I go out there and I see all of these horrible placed latex appliances and everything like that, you know, and I just get mad. I'm like, oh, you're lazy. Like, oh, man, you know, but it ain't my business. Why? Because Halloween ain't for me. It's not for me. Never was. But don't think for 1 second that when Halloween comes around that I don't see the things that's going on around me. What I have to do, I have to ignore it. Blinders, keep going this way. It doesn't matter. Like I said, keep that focus. Right here, that narrow path, that split in the Red Sea right here. These were the walls in the Red Sea. Each side equals death. You're going to drown if you don't go straight. Right there. Just keep going this way. Don't worry about what's on the side of you. Many of us have that struggle on an everyday basis, and Paul is making it known. I'm going to read it again. Watch. For I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Christ, which is far better. So he's letting you know, I have these struggles. I have these struggles, I get it, but being with Christ is far better. So stay on a narrow path. Verse 24, nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful of you, and having this confidence, there it is again, and having this confidence, I know that I shall abide and continue with you all for your furtherance and joy of faith. Do you understand how great it is to look at that white man and tell him, nigga, you ain't going into our kingdom. You must be out your mind. All the things you did to us, nigga, you ain't getting in there, please. To look at that African and let him know, nigga, nigga, you ain't getting in either. I know some of you saying, oh, how he can sit there and make fun of Africans. Very easy. The very same way they make fun of us. We are not Africans. We are not African Americans. We are neither of the two. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. No. Stop putting us in places where we do not belong. We are the only people on this planet that have no place to go. The only ones. The only ones. And I'm tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. And I say that with all boldness. All boldness. And with joy of faith. I know who I am. I know who my God is. I am not afraid of the world. I don't give a damn if you don't like what I am saying. Too damn bad. There's a lot of things on this earth that you shouldn't like. But whether or not, if you like what I'm saying or not, that come from this book, doesn't matter to me. It's your problem. Sleep on it and die. Verse 26, that your rejoicing may be more abundant in Jesus Christ for me by my coming to you again. You see what Paul is making it known? Paul is like, first and foremost, y'all seen everything I've gone through. I have endured all of that. And here I am right back in front of your face. Who else said that? The very same person Paul is defending. What did Yahushua say? Yahushua said, yep, they're going to kill me and I'll be right back. And what happened? They killed him and he came right back. What did Paul say? Paul's letting them know. Paul is telling the precursors that everything that's going to happen to us. Yep, they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you for this word. And guess what? You'll be back. You come in right back. They can't hold us down. Just think about this, family. Even in slavery, they couldn't hold us down. We are those people that just continue to come back. You cannot keep a nigga down if you kept your foot on his neck. Even in bonds, even in shackles, they can't hold us down. We defy every struggle that we have been given. We are those people. They tried to get rid of us. They can't. Verse 27. Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Christ, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for faith of the gospel. Making it clear. It doesn't matter if you see me or not. Like for many of you, when I just recently took my break here, just because I was gone doesn't mean that you were supposed to stop doing what you was doing. It just meant that you were supposed to get stronger in your faith. It meant that being in my silence, you step up. You lead your family, your friends. You lead them. Because anything can happen to me. I could be taken out today. I could. Right now, because I'm not going to tempt the Father, but anything can happen to me, and I'm no longer here. What you going to do then? You going to go look for somebody else to watch? No, nigga, you step your game up and you do what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Verse 28, and in nothing terrified by your adversaries. And in nothing terrified by your adversaries. And in nothing terrified by your adversaries, which is to them an evident token of perdition, but to you of salvation and that of God. It's like, what are you upset for about your adversaries? What are you upset for? Why are you scared of them? You see, our forefather, when it comes back to David and Goliath. Y'all remember that story? That's one of my favorite lessons. I think that's probably the greatest lesson I ever did. I love that lesson. And I say great because of what it did for me. That whole story with David and Goliath. Y'all remember David was like, hold up, what y'all niggas running from? Wait a second. He's like, hold on. We got God. And y'all niggas running? What y'all niggas running for? David said, oh, nigga, please. Hold on. The Goliath nigga, stay right there. Hold on a second. He got the stone and he got 5 other ones. Because Goliath had brothers. But he knew he picked up the exact amount of stones that he needed. He's like, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. Hold on, time out. Nigga, you said what? Nigga, you said what? Bow! Hit that nigga right there. Bow! Sat the nigga down. And Goliath was looking at everybody. I mean, not Goliath, but David was looking at everybody like, you bitch ass niggas. I know y'all niggas, man. Verse 29. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Christ, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake, having the same conflict which ye saw in me, and now here to be in me. And Paul's making it clear, like, look, nigga, I don't feel bad for you. I go through the same thing you go through, nigga, deal with it. But just know where your power come from. It don't come from you. It comes from, you're doing this in the name of Yahushai. You gotta know who he is. You gotta claim him. That's right. You gotta claim that set. For those that understand that terminology, Yahushai is the set. Yep. For everybody that want to claim some shit, some bullshit, you want to claim a block that ain't yours. We have everything to claim. Claim Jerusalem, nigga. Yeah, claim Bethlehem. These niggas claiming Compton, Flatbush. Come on, man. Southside Chicago. No. Claim Israel. Because that's the only land that's going to receive you by blood. While y'all spilling blood on the corners everywhere else, the only land that's going to claim us by blood is Israel. And yet, again, people still fighting for something that ain't theirs. Stupid. But it's real. It's true. And we will never get through these things until we start to acknowledge and recognize that the things that we are doing are stupid and pointless. And we got to start holding each other accountable for this damn stupidity. And it doesn't always mean point your finger at the person. No, it doesn't mean that. It means bring it to their attention and be like, all right, bro, you got to change that, man. And do it with love, kindness, and respect. And that's the thing that we have to remember to start doing too. We got to start treating each other with respect, because we don't. You know, even when we arguing with people, you can argue with people and be respectful about it. You know, you can. But our people, we don't want to do that. We got to go do the absolute worst to a person and shit. You know, we gotta, you know, it could be a simple stepped on, you know, someone's foot by accident or whatnot. You gotta shoot the nigga because he stepped on your shoes. That's stupid. And don't say it ain't true, because it is. I'm black too, nigga. I know what happened in our communities. And it's stupid, and I'm tired of it. And you should be too. But that's all right, though, because all this is about to come to an end. And I just truly hope that you are ready for the end. I hope that you are truly prepared, because that sky is going to crack any minute now. And we are so far past. I didn't know. If you don't realize, the Father removed that excuse off this planet. Oh, I didn't know. Because this gospel has reached the four corners. I don't give a damn what you say. Do you understand right now that you can go and look up on the news, in the most remote parts of the jungle, they got cell phones and stuff. This gospel has reached them, and it's in their language. That's when I started getting scared, because I said, uh-oh, this gospel is reached. Any day now.